I remember when I was a kid, I used to go to Walmart often with my mom. We go shopping. It was often during a lunch break at school, and she'd pick me up from class. I would go eat lunch, and we would go shopping, and then she would take me back to school, and then we'd go back. I'd go back to school, and oftentimes we just end up going to Walmart because it wasn't that far away from school. And I don't know why I'm talking about a memory about Walmart. But anyway, so when I would go to Walmart, the one reason I didn't mind going there, especially during lunch hour, is because they would have video game demos. And I would have been like, 13 or like 12, between the ages of 12 to 14 at the time, and in middle school. And the Walmarts would often have a like demo of video games there. So I remember there being, for a while, there was Guitar Hero, and that was super fun to play. I suck at Guitar Hero. I still suck at Guitar Hero, and I'm pretty sure I have never gotten past level 4 to move to the part where you have to start using your fifth finger to get to the other set of keys, or like the orange key, whatever key was on the bottom, where you had to like stretch your pinky finger to get over there. I never got to that level. I was not a sophisticated Guitar Hero player. This is probably why, even at the state I'm at now, I still suck at playing real actual guitar. I have learned no songs on guitar other than Smoke on the Water, which everybody knows, and maybe like a handful of chords. Trying to learn how to play a Green Day song is much more difficult than I thought it would be, as well as trying to sing while you play guitar. Good God, that is so difficult. Not that I can sing very well anyway. I'm okay. A couple songs, a karaoke night, maybe. But I remember there would be, these like little video game kiosks. For a while there was, it was a PlayStation 3, and you could play MotorStorm, the MotorStorm demo. And I remember like playing the hell out of the first level of MotorStorm so many times over, because I didn't own a PlayStation 3, and I thought MotorStorm was a great game. But even when I got an Xbox 360 later, because it was a PS3 exclusive, I never got to play it, even though I always wanted to own it. It always seemed like a great game. And I miss those days of video game demo consoles in stores. I haven't seen one around for so long. And if you're a millennial gamer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like you could go to GameStop or Walmart or or Superstore, whatever, if you're Canadian, and there would be like a demo station. I don't think Superstore had them. Maybe I'm incorrect, but Walmart did. And there'd be a demo station. You could play a GameCube game. There'd be like two GameCube controllers plugged into a GameCube box. It was behind some plastic covering, and then there'd be a TV up in the air. So you had to like hold the controller and then crane your neck upwards to play the game. And it was just, there was a couple of these stations. Sometimes it was PlayStation 2. Sometimes it was Xbox 360. I remember Best Buy also having these stations. And it was a cool experience because you got to play all these different games. I remember playing Halo 3 as a demo. I remember playing Super Mario Sunshine, Pokemon XD on the GameCube, Lego Star Wars, Tony Hawk. Like there was a lot of different games they had demoed back in the day, and they were all AAA games, right? So you got to play like the video game itself. And video games didn't really have like traditional demos. Like you couldn't just, try a video game out. Otherwise, there was no way to really know if you liked the game or not, unless you got a chance to play it. Like when you were buying a video game, it was a gamble. Like you weren't sure, like, is this game good? Like reviews were not really that common on the internet yet. I mean, there was people reviewing games, but there wasn't anybody. Like people had not really caught on to the internet at that time. Like it was growing, but no one was using it for like finding out which games are good and which ones are bad. They're like a small subset of people might have been, but for the large majority of people, they weren't. And it was just word of mouth. Like you would just hear from your friend, "Oh, this game is so good, you gotta try it." And you'd end up playing it and you'd be like, "Yeah, you're right, this game is awesome." And it was a cool time because everything was it was very social still. The internet was like, social media did not really exist. Like Facebook might have been in its infancy. And most people didn't know about it, and it didn't really matter. It was pretty irrelevant. There was MySpace. I wasn't a MySpace user. Ended up using Facebook later on when it came out, but then now I can't stand Facebook. I don't want to have anything to do with Facebook. No, thank you. But yeah, it was an interesting time because it was just, kind of fun to go play a game that you wouldn't have owned at like a store like this. Even Blockbuster. I'm sure Blockbuster had demos. I can't remember. It's been a while. The video rental store. And yeah, it was fun. And then you take it home and play it, and you get to experience the whole game. But even as a kid, because I never had video game consoles till later, until it was my teens where I actually got my first console I was allowed to have. Those demos were all I got to play, and I was so excited to play a demo. It was just so much fun. I treasured it. Every time I went to the dentist's office and they had a Game Boy or like a PlayStation 2, I would just be on it the whole time. And I would try to prolong the dentist visit for as long as possible so I could just get the most game time possible, to the annoyance of my parents. I think at one point they were just like, okay, we'll just buy him the console just so, we don't have to stay at the dentist for so long. Which is how it was for me. And it was a good time. It was fun. Video games had been in circulation, but there was a lot of negativity around them because, there was a lot of parents freaking out about like, oh, it's going to, rot your children's brains. Their eyesight's they're going to go blind. And then on top of that, like, M-rated violent video games are going to cause them to become horrible people and lack any empathy whatsoever. I don't know. Maybe some of those things came true. I don't know. I'm not really going to comment on that so much. I think a lot of it was definitely blown out of proportion. But yeah, it was a cool time period, and I thought this little video would be just kind of fun to take a trip back and remember it for what it was, and be grateful I got to experience it. And maybe you have also experienced this. So if you have, maybe you have a similar memory, please pop it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. That'd be cool. All right. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Then out.